3 days after this accused shooter shot a little boy, he walks free, making bond on Tuesday. It has this family angry and confused.
And I'm trying to figure out how he got a bond that was so low for trying to kill my kid.
Arnold Daniel trying to figure out why Ryan Le-Nguyen is out of jail after allegedly shooting his son Kobe.
He tried to hit me with a sledgehammer, but that's not going to work because I'm too fast.
So then what did he do?
Got a gun. Boom! Shot me right here.
It's all on video Saturday afternoon on Candlewood Lane. You'll see kids playing, hear a gunshot, then Kobe realizes he's hit. Le-Nguyen allegedly fired through his front window.
So basically, let me get this right. In Ypsilanti, Michigan, which is just right outside of Detroit, you have an Asian neighbor that shoots a gun at kids while playing on their bicycles and actually hits in the arm a 6-year-old boy. Somehow, they took this Asian guy to jail by the first name of Ryan, and he only gets a $10,000 bail. With that said, stop Asian hate. Let's stop the propaganda on black people. Let's stop deflecting on the oppressive, racist that has been going on in this country against black people and the justified killings of unarmed black people or armed black people since the beginning of time. Because that's exactly what this is, this Stop Asian Hate propaganda. It's a double-edged sword. It's there to serve two purposes, I believe. One of the purposes is to deflect on the racism and the oppression that goes on in this country from law enforcement that impacts black people the most. And the other has a whole nother meaning that is really not set up to even benefit the Asians. On the surface, it appears that way, but that's not the purpose. It's all propaganda. And right now, you don't have any mainstream media even running any stories on this particular issue. It's a big story in the African American community because the mainstream media, since I believe Black History Month of February of 2021, has been running this Stop Asian Hate campaign and showing random black people that look like they were on drugs or something, drug addicts, or people that were mentally ill, but they're all black, and they all happen to get arrested for Asian hate crime. They're the perpetrators. Yeah, right. The numbers don't lie, though. Black people are not the perpetrators when it comes to how many hate crimes have been committed against Asians that have resulted in their death. It's not black people. I can assure you of that. So obviously we have a tool that we're trying to use in order to deflect from the George Floyd movement, if you will, or the Black Lives Movement, if you will, or the Civil Rights Movement, if you will, whatever you want to call it, whatever you feel most comfortable with. But we're on the move. The fact of the matter is, African Americans are saying one thing to America: we see you. You better stop the propaganda, because that's exactly what it is. This is a very serious issue, that a neighbor would have the audacity to shoot out of the window of his home while children are playing. And then the question has to become, would this Asian man, Ryan, shoot out of the window of his home if those kids were Asian or white, not caring whether or not he hits one of them in the arm as he did this little black boy? Would he care then? The answer is probably no. He didn't have any care in the world. I'm not really so much concerned that he got let go on the bond. I think that he definitely should have had a higher bond. That's not the issue for me. The issue is, since February, since Black History Month, this country has been on a propaganda tour to make the perpetrators of Asian hate, to be black people. And oftentimes, when you see the black people that they choose that have perpetrated these crimes, some of them, like the one in New York, had actually went to prison for killing his own mother. So obviously he was mentally ill or something. And oftentimes when you see these black people, they either look like drug addicts or they have a mental illness, either one or the other. But yet they're trying to make black people the perpetrators in order to deflect from the racism that has been going on in this country since the beginning of time. And now that there's some sort of movement in civil rights to stop police brutality, now we have to come up with a different tool. And that's exactly what it is. The fact of the matter is Asian businesses are supported by black people across this country. You want to know why? Because those businesses are in the African American communities, and African American people buy from Asians. They buy from Chinese food to hair products and everything else in between. So no, let's not say stop Asian hate. Let's start saying stop propaganda hate. And if we're going to state anything about hate, we need to really address the root hate in this country, and that's black hate. So let's start by saying stop black hate. Leave your comments. Thank you.